Ah, Lisbon, the city where the past and the present blend seamlessly into a vibrant tapestry of history, culture, and innovation. But today, we're not exploring the ancient alleys of Alfama. Our adventure takes us to a hidden gem that has become the beating heart of Lisbon's creative scene, LX Factory. How's it going? Here you find me in Lisbon, in the west of the city. This is at the LX Factory. Now, this used to be a factory right by the beautiful, in my opinion, well, I used to call it the Golden Gate Bridge of Lisbon. That's not really its name. Indeed, it does look like the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, but this is the mighty 25th of April Bridge. It looms overhead, stretching across the Tagus River like a colossal guardian. I think it's impossible not to be struck by its grandeur, and like its San Francisco brother or sister, it has a red hue and a suspension design. The engineering marvel was completed in 1966. That was the year England last won the World Cup, and that was also the year that the bridge was named after the Portuguese dictator Salazar, but it was fittingly renamed to commemorate the Carnation Revolution of 1974, which restored democracy to Portugal. Now it spans nearly 2.3 kilometers. It connects the heart of Lisbon to the charming town of Almada. It carries both road and rail traffic, but beyond its practical purpose, the 25th of April Bridge stands as a symbol of resilience and freedom. It is a reminder of Portugal's journey from dictatorship to democracy. But over here we get to this place where there's a few interesting places to have a bit of drinks, a little bit of food, a place to hang out. Well, I'm going to go inside a place that looks like a bookshop that also sells craft beer, so I'm excited. I'm going to go check that out. So let's start our journey with the 25th of April Bridge right above us, remembering that it's not just phenomenal architectural prowess that holds this amazing bridge up, but it's the history it represents. So let's not forget this remarkable history as we walk these vibrant streets. But more importantly, you came here to understand LX Factory. Is it worth visiting? Should you visit on your weekend in Lisbon? Should you visit in that one free day you have in Lisbon? Or should you visit because you're a local Portuguese resident and you still haven't been there? Well, let's first delve into its origins. As we've already seen, it's nestled beneath the 25th of April Bridge. The sprawling complex began its life in the 19th century as a bustling industrial hub. The site originally housed a textile factory, which I'm not going to try and pronounce because my Portuguese is almost non-existent. It was one of the largest in Portugal, and for decades the clattering of the looms and the hum of the machinery filled the air as the factory churned out textiles that clothed generations of Portuguese. However, as all things go, everything must come to an end, and as time marched on, this once thriving factory fell silent. By the 1980s, the industrial boom had waned. The LX Factory's buildings were now relics of a bygone era. They stood abandoned and forgotten. You could say a shadow of their former selves. But as with many places that time seems to leave behind, there were those who saw potential where others saw decay. I think very much inspired by the pioneers in East Berlin, because if you fast forward to 2008, when a group of visionary entrepreneurs breathed new life into the old factory complex, they saw in these crumbling walls the perfect canvas for a new kind of industrial revolution, one driven by creativity and innovation rather than machinery and textiles. Thus, LX Factory was born, a place where art, culture and commerce could coexist and thrive. Today, as you see, and this was on a quieter day, LX Factory is a bustling creative hub, home to a vibrant mix of artists, designers, entrepreneurs, gastronomes and beer seekers like myself. The old factory buildings, once filled with the sounds of industry, now echo with the laughter of visitors and clinking glasses and the hum of creativity. It's a place where the old and the new collide in the most delightful of ways. As I wandered through the labyrinth of streets of LX Factory, I discovered a treasure trove of experiences waiting to be uncovered. Here's just a taste of what you can expect should you choose to visit the LX Factory. It has art and it has design. It is a haven for art lovers. The walls themselves are a canvas adorned with striking murals and street art that tell the story of the area's transformation. Pop into one of the many galleries or studios to discover works by local artists and designers, and it's a literary wonderland. No visit to LX Factory is complete without a stop at La Devagar, one of the most beautiful bookstores you'll ever set foot in. Housed in an old printing press, Le Devagar means read slowly. It's a bibliophile's dream with towering shelves, books, a whimsical flying bicycle sculpture, and plenty of cozy nooks to lose yourself in. But sadly, the bar that stocked the beer is no longer here. It was this that I was seeking out. So such a shame that this craft beer bar is no longer in the library. However, it shouldn't deter others, because there are places for those seeking culinary delights. Alex Factory is a foodie's paradise, offering a diverse array of dining options to suit every palate. Whether you're in the mood for traditional Portuguese fare, international cuisine, or a quick coffee and pastry, you'll find it here. Try a treat from Landu Chocolate. Many say they serve the best chocolate cake in all of Lisbon. Alex Factory, of course, has quirky shops, from everything from handmade jewelry to vintage clothing and a unique home decor and artisanal products. It is a place where you can maybe pick up once-of-a-kind souvenirs or simply enjoy a leisurely browse. Alex Factory, more importantly, does host events and festivals. Not on the day I was visiting, but on other days, I'm told host events throughout the year, from flea markets and food festivals to art exhibitions and live music performances. So check the calendar, there's most likely going to be something quirky popping up here in the near future. And I know a few of you watch my channel for ghost hunting. It is said that this site is haunted by the ghost of a factory worker. Some say they've seen a spectral figure wandering the halls late at night. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, it's just one of the many stories that add the charm of this place. And then there's a quirky urban art gallery that runs along the streets where local artists are given free rein, similar to London's Leek Street or the many streets and warehouses that you see all over Berlin, Germany. This ever-changing outdoor gallery means that no two visits in Alex Factory are quite the same. In a city as rich in history and culture that Lisbon is, Alex Factory stands in a corner of the city that needed some life in the early noughties, and these entrepreneurs that turned up since 2008 have given this place a spark, a little bit of light this part of the city was needing. I don't think you'll spend a considerable amount of time here, but you'll certainly maybe want to spend 1 or 2 hours here, and maybe more if there's an interesting event going on. I just hope that next time I visit, there will be a place where craft beer will be back here, because a good beer was lacking from Alex Factory, and that really was a shame. So we gave up with the Alex Factory because craft beer scene wasn't so good, but if you move about 15 minutes away towards the east, you come across the Quimera Brew Pub. So this might save us, because we needed a beer, because Super Bock is not a good beer. I'm going to try and find some good beer in here. Tucked away just to the east of the Alex Factory, Quimera, I hope I'm saying that correctly, is one of those spots in Lisbon that feels like a real find. It's got an effortlessly cool vibe as you walk in, making it a perfect place to unwind after a day of exploring beautiful Lisbon. The bar is all about craft beer with a fantastic selection that changes regularly, so there's something new to try every time you come here. Whether you're into your hoppy IPAs, smooth lagers, or something a bit more experimental, like something we went for, Quimera definitely has you covered. It's the kind of place you can kick back with a couple of mates, sip on your pint, and really soak in the local scene. Obviously, if you're in the area, it's definitely worth popping in for a drink. Great selection of craft beers. All of the beers are made on the premises. It was fantastic, and now it's dark. So anyway, if you appreciate this content, hopefully I will see you in the next video. Until next time, keep progressing.